Hi guys, it's Ellen and today I have a new scrapbooking video to share with you, and in this video I'm using the beautiful Just a Little Lovely collection from Pink Fresh Studio, and I'm starting out with this gorgeous paper. This one is called Around Here, and I wanted to use part of the wreath. I didn't want to use the whole thing because it's so pretty and I couldn't sacrifice the entire paper, so I decided to just chop off part of it, and I'm going to fussy cut it out and then use that as sort of a border on my page. So I have this watercolor style background paper just from a pad from the works, and I drew where the flower border is going to go, and then I'm adding some stamping underneath. I didn't want the stamping to stand out too much, so I'm just using a purple distress ink, and I'm deliberately making the stamping a little distressed so it's not perfect. It just adds a little bit of a border between the two pattern papers, and I'm really pleased I did that. It's a subtle little thing, but I like the way it looks. Also, the collection has a lot of purple in, and I don't really have a lot of purple that I use, so that was another way to add purple onto the page. Once I'm happy with where the border is going to go, I've got the acetate flowers from the same collection, and I'm going to tuck some of them under the flower border and put some on top, just if there's any little gaps, and also adds a couple more of the colours from the collection into the page. So I've put double-sided tape on that flower border just on the far left hand side so I can tuck my flowers under it where I want to, and then once I've done all of that, I'll glue down the pieces that are lifting up just so they are flat. So I don't want to use too many of the acetate flowers because again they're so pretty, I want to keep them, so I just use a few, and also I don't want to cover up the flower border because that's the whole point of doing this, is so you can see that beautiful wreath design. So I'm just taking my fine liner bottle to glue down all of those flower pieces, and also the sort of the leaves and things that jut out from the wreath border that I cut out. I've then got my photo. It's a sleeping photo of Oski, of course, and I've backed that onto white card, and I'll do some more with that later on. I also took one of the really large acetate flower clusters, and I'm going to put that in the bottom right hand corner. For my title I went simple. I used one of the title pieces from the same collection, and it just says memories, and these are gorgeous. I absolutely love the titles, and I just stuck that on the white piece of the border, and I really like that it's vertical instead of horizontal. It just adds a little bit more interest. I've then taken my photo and I'm going to back it on some blue paper. This is just from a 6x6 pad from the works. I can't remember which one, I have so many of them, but I wanted to add a little more blue in because there's some blue in some of the flowers that I've used, and also there's a hint of blue in the flower border, so I wanted to make sure I added another blue element on that page. And then going to stick my photo onto some foam to give it some interesting dimension, and I also wanted to add some gold to the page because the acetate flowers, the outline is all in gold, so I felt I needed a bit more gold on the page. So I've taken my spiderweb fabric, and I'm just putting a scrap of that behind my photo. I'll then glue all of this to the page. So once I'm happy with the arrangement I've got so far, I'm going through the ephemera pack from the same collection, and I'm deliberately pulling out things that I need more colour of. So for example, in the title there, it's partly yellow, and I don't really have any other yellow on the page, so I wanted to make sure I picked something yellow just to tie everything in, and the same with the green pieces as well. So I have that notebook piece on top of my photo, and it says everyday life at its finest. I've then created a little cluster in the bottom left hand corner, and the green piece says go with the flow, and then I've also got that yellow banner piece. I also have this piece in green as well that just says just us, and I'm sticking that onto some of the empty space in my photo. So once I'm happy with how these are arranged, I'm going to stick them down, some with glue, some with foam, just to add interest and dimension at different places. And once everything's stuck down, my page is all finished. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, thank you very much for being here. Bye guys!